you are in India, as you are in Indore, you have covered all of the local Indore, and state level channels have shown you up. Vedic thing will grow with this first step which we have taken now. But alone you are supporting the Vedic thing, and the world is not growing it now. So what are your views on this topic?
Okay. The thing is that the Vedic thing is growing from all different angles. Okay, like even if people don't see it like that right now, for example, like in Vedic astrology around the world, is it growing Vedic astrology? Is more people coming?
If you don't put the name Vedic in front of astrology, then you can't means no one's interested in it.
Okay, so then Vedic astrology is growing all over the world. Okay, so in all countries, all places, Vedic astrology is growing, right? So that is, you can see that happening. So yoga, which is even not a proper Vedic thing, the proper Vedic thing is yoga. But that yoga has grown all over the world. Everybody knows that term. Terms like karma, which is karma actually. But you can see all over the world people know this term.
Yeah.
Okay, this concept is rising. Okay, all the Ayurveda, also more and more people are switching to Ayurveda in the West as well. Okay, like everywhere.
Now the thing is, as you have told in your previous interviews, now the thing is, as you have told in your previous interviews, that there are no astrologers presently presently.
Yes.
But if we search on Google astrologers in Indore, then also we can find a list of 250 astrologers. Then what would you call all these astrologers who have a tag of astrologer on them all along the globe, who are doing mental gymnastics and stuff? What is your view on such astrologers?
Okay, the thing is that, I mean, anybody can give themselves any tag first. There is no that thing.
Foundation.
Okay, like now there are people who are saying they are expert in a certain field when they don't have a proper knowledge of that field. Okay, so there will be always those people, and everybody knows little knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Okay.
So these people are dangerous for other people, and that's so. The thing is, so even though a lot of these astrologers are coming up and they are doing the wrong thing, they are doing a bad thing by misrepresenting astrology or that thing. But on a worldwide level, what is happening is that Vedic astrology will become big. You know, even though these quacks are there, and people in time will realize that these people don't know enough. When more light comes on a subject and a topic, then automatically it will make people recognize that this is not what like they'll do something, they'll try it out and then find, oh, they're not getting results. Okay, they'll do something, they'll try it out and say they're not getting any results. Okay, so then they'll automatically find where is the results, where we can find them, more research, more that thing, more in-depth findings will happen. Even before, because of these quacks, because of all these people who are using these terms wrongly, more research, more that thing will happen because of that, and people will try to get more to the truth just because something is becoming well known and big.
Okay, so now as you have launched your book in Mumbai and Indore too, Peace Gita, you told that it is a good starting point in astrology, and on your website we can find a course which proves to be a beginner course in the first step of astrology. So what my thing is that firstly you focus on basics. So if someone have learned the basics, means if someone is going through the grounding thing, the centering thing, and balance things, after that if he read that book and after that he jump to astrology, so is this a proper step? And from this step, can a person really know something about astrology, or what is the proper way to learn this sacred knowledge? Because you are told that the knowledge is holistic. Okay. So we want to know little basics about everything. We want to know the basics of physics, chemistry, how things work. And if this is going, so how can we produce a good astrologer, or how can we make overall good human being? Overall development.
Okay. The way to do anything is to actually deal with your thing first, which is your body. Right. So if you take care of your body and get it into center, and if you do the basics right with the body, which is centering, grounding, like a proper posture, all these things, once you get that right, then you are building a base. From there, you can actually go into other things. Okay, like once you have that base.
But there are no books now after that base is created. Suppose that, take my case. 2 years before I was null. But after I have connected to Lotus Ocean, I have built a base, I have connected with ground, I don't run now, and whatever you preach, I just follow it. So now I am on a base. Suppose people like me are all over the world, and now they have some of them have built a base. Now, what are the next steps? Suppose someone want to go through some books, then you are told that even the finest astrologer doesn't know about a single planet. So how can we move further in this step? And what is the next step? Because first step is over. Let's suppose that.
Okay, like the first step is never over first.
First step is never over. Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Okay, it is something which you do for whole
life.
Yes,
yes, we are continuing.
Okay, continuing. So once you continuing, there is no need to hurry. First, number one, like there is when you do discipline, you have to do discipline properly and continuously without any that thing. And there are flaws you will find in your discipline as you carrying on. So you have to take out all those flaws in that time. So when you go start doing something in time, then you obviously start finding out, okay, where I am wrong in this. Okay, what is the wrong thing? Then you keep on correcting those things. Okay, then you build a discernment. Okay, like discernment is this kind of thing. Once you're doing that, like then if two astrological principles are put in front of you, like somebody's saying this, somebody's saying that. Some book has written this, some book has written that. Okay, some information is coming. There's no dearth of information. This information is coming and that information
misinformation is much
more. But you can tell which part is real or not real yourself.
Because you have that coherent
energy.
energy.
You can have that discernment. There's a word called discernment. You can have that accurate discernment of which you can't have if you're just living just like that in an undisciplined manner, anything like, then you can't tell what is right, what is not, because you get a sense. From nature comes a sense. If you connect with nature, nature gives you a sense of what is right and what is wrong, what is real, what is unreal. Okay, so there is no other way. Like for example, connecting with the Lotus Ocean also is connecting with nature. You connect with nature, you're connecting with my things. More and more, if you keep on going into that more and more, after a while, automatically you will have sense. And through that sense, every subject, every topic, not just astrology, everything in the world will become easy for you, because you will be able to tell the wheat from the chaff. You will be able to tell this is the real thing and this is the unreal thing. This is the thing which is the right thing or the usable thing, and this is not. But you will automatically get that sense.
But when we come to practical application of everything, so a normal person who is not rich and who is not very well versed, so firstly he want to go to job, and then he want to carry his 9-5 activities, and after that a very little time is left for him to do all such things. Yes, you have told that a person can connect in nature anyhow. But when I talk to my colleagues, when I talk to my friends, they say that अभी तो पेट का सवाल है, पेट ही नहीं भरा रहा, तो इन चीजों में कैसे जाएं? So this become a big thing because they are very concerned about they don't have the basic money.
Okay, I'll see. I'll explain something to you in that. All of that is just a question of laziness. Okay, laziness. If you're not lazy, you can do things while you're doing other things. Okay, like for example, I was in IIT 4 years. I did all my practice while I was doing IIT. So I'm doing all my courses. Okay, I have to do all my courses, and at the same time I have to do my extra things. So that is also like 8 o'clock your classes start, 8 to 12, then 1 to 5, right? So your whole day.
So you say that there is enough time still left.
Yes, I'm doing 8 to 12. Then 12 to 1, then 1 to 5, I'm doing 9 hours straight every day, right? And then I have exams. And you know IIT,
what IIT
you know the thing, like the sort of thing, even that, and there are hundreds of people around, thousands of people around. If you want to do something, you can do it in any situation and circumstance. If you want to do something.
No one is going to distract you.
No one is going to distract you. It's a question of laziness. People are lazy. Okay, whenever they get free time, they would rather watch a movie. They would rather do this. They would rather hang out with their friends. They would rather do a lot of other things. Okay, that's where the energy goes.
It's because we are born to spend energy.
Yeah.
But we should spend it on our body and.
The point is, it's not the thing like just earning money or anything which is distracting them. Okay, anybody can do that as well. But until they don't have any other source, they can do whatever. But that is just hard work. That is, you have to overcome laziness. You can do that and you can do that too. But for that, you don't have to be lazy. Okay. Majority of people are lazy. The disease is laziness. It's not the situation. of the world. Yeah.
And as you always care about being original, being in nature, and now things which are not natural, such as Photoshop, even a normal photo is tempered a lot, and Photoshop is growing, animation is growing, and everything which is unnatural and more cinematic is growing. So we are more moving the whole media and the whole on a mass scale.
So that's why I have the counter. Like everything in Lotus Ocean is normal.
It's normal, yeah.
Yeah, everything in Lotus Ocean, every picture is just as it is shot.
But if we currently, if someone just take his snapshot and put it somewhere on Instagram or anywhere, then people just don't like it. People say you are unskilled because you don't know Photoshop. And this is not my mentality. This is what people's perspective. I know what is going.
Okay.
But I am putting the people's perspective, because this type of questions are asked to me every day. That if the
I get your point. Don't worry about it. I get your point. But that is happening because all those people are not paying attention to nature, because their senses are not being refined. The more youth starts paying attention to nature, their senses will become more refined. So then they will prefer a natural picture than a Photoshop picture. In time, I'll give you an example. For example, if you smell jasmine, if you give people real jasmine or real rose to smell every day, like to somebody, like real flowers, real scent, give it to them to smell every day. After that, once they've done it for a month or two, give them a deodorant smell, like a deodorant smell, which they used to like before. Then you'll see whether they like it now. Okay, now deodorant is a synthetic smell, unnatural synthetic smell. Once they get more used to, they'll find, oh, this jasmine is so nice and this rose smells so nice. See what I'm saying? Once their senses get used to it, then they will automatically not find the other thing good. So, as people get connected to nature more, that's why my whole thrust is that you should connect to nature. Because if they connect to nature, then their whole sensibility
will change.
Their
perspective
will change. Then there will be more demand
of natural
thing.
And
Then
everything will follow.
Everything will follow. Everything will follow as a whole with the youth. Okay. So then, like it's not. Then it will be like, okay. Then somebody is doing Photoshop. They say, oh, this person told Photoshop. He's doing cheating.
Yes.
Then that will be the mentality.
But now Photoshop is a skill. If someone knows Photoshop, then he is a knowledgeable person.
Yeah, but then the mentality will change to that point.
Cheating.
Where they'll say this person is not doing the right thing.
Okay.
This is that thing. This is not good. Like Shiv saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have covered very good stuff regarding the natural thing.
Yeah.
Now when we move a little to the Indian mythology, there is much confusion in books, and the texts are tempered that 3 components are associated with the Trinity: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So there is Sattva component, Rajas, and there is Tamas. So Tamas is associated with Lord Shiva, Lord which is Shiv, which is pronounced as Shiva. But Rajas and Sattva, there is manipulation. That Rajas is sometimes linked with Brahma and sometimes linked with Sattva. So which is the pure Sattva in this Trinity? Which is more Sattvic in this Trinity? On basis of Tattva.
Okay. First, the Tattvas should not be connected with the Trinity.
Tattva should not be connected with
Trinity, because they'll be dealing with all 3 Tattvas, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
Okay, are dealing with all 3 Tattvas. Just like even a normal human being has all
3 components within.
So why would these divinities?
But this could be on a definite ratio that someone is having.
It's not a ratio on that thing. They will be dealing with them in all kinds of ways, depending on the nature of the situation. If Shiv has to do some destructive activity, he can do that. If he has to concentrate, then he can do anything. These people are beyond Tattvas as well as dealing with Tattvas. Trinity. Okay. So they should not be brought into this bracket, like just put 1 to each.
So it is
this classification is just wrong. This kind of classification should not be made.
But it is in all the books. So I have cleared the myths of people.
Yeah.
That is in Brihad Parashara Horasatra, they say something and some other person.
Yeah, the thing is that
Texts are
Vedic texts, the real Vedic texts, are the ones written by Vedas, and that is he formulated the Vedic text, and that is he created a circle for the present age, that this will be defined as the real Vedic texts. Okay, anything which comes after that, which is any commentary, anything like all of that, are not Vedic texts. Even Patanjali, all of these things, these are for the last few thousand years kind of things. They are not part of the original Vedic texts. Okay, so the confusion is very simply clear. if the author is not Vedas, okay,
then the text is not authentic at all.
like okay, so that is not, and that is the important ones for people to just focus on or to understand. Like other things, people will get very confused because there's so many things which have been done in 5,000 years. Is enough time for any kind of thing to be made. It's enough.
5,000 years is a long time.
Long time, any amount, like even last 100 years, so many strange books have been written on Vedic mythology, right? So many, and new people are writing new books which have all kinds of wrong information and wrong misrepresentation. And there are all these authors. I don't want to name names, but it's full of these people who are writing all kind of nonsense in the name of the Vedic, and they are perverting it. They are misrepresenting it. They are doing everything, and that's happening right now. Okay, the people can look into it. Okay, and so that is why I put the Peace Gita, which is like a essence of the Vedic knowledge for the youth right now. If anybody understands that properly, what I have written, they will be a changed person. Okay, that person's perception of this world and how they function
will definitely change.
Will be totally different. And if you start functioning from that perception, then everything will change for you anyways, automatically. If you really understand it, if you really get it, and if you really apply it, okay, then you will be a different person. Then you will not be in part of the rat race. Okay, and you can survive in this world, and you can actually prosper in this world by having that like perspective. It's not a perspective which will make you like down in the dumps or not being able to function. Okay, it'll make you function better in this.
Now, sir. Now, sir, the money thing.
Yeah.
When it is linked to the astrology.
Yeah.
So a burning question among all the crowd is: should astrologers charge money for consultation or not? Because in older times, Rishi used to give the knowledge free of cost. So now it's also a burning topic that should astrologers charge a lot or less, or what is their consultation and what is this thing? What's your perspective on this thing?
Okay.
Because there are lots of astrologers, and everyone is afraid in India too much, and people are looted that we have this ring, that ring, emerald, and everything is stuff. So
the thing in this is that first, who is saying that like this rishis didn't used to charge and were giving things freely? Rishis never used to give knowledge freely at all. Rishis used to teach only certain amount of disciples. Their knowledge was not for the masses or the public freely. Okay, number one. Okay, they were not like anybody can come.
Like
there's nothing like that, and they'll choose that they can say no to a disciple. They have to be very well pleased with a disciple to be able to teach them anything. Okay, so the Vedic system, in that there is no such thing. Like that thing for like same thing for everybody. Okay, this is not there. Like Vedic system is a very, very like it's not that everybody is equal kind of system. Okay, like to each as per their level and state of being. Okay, that is the Vedic system. Okay, so it's all this thing. And as far as the charging money by the astrologers, if like some beings go for any service, if they go to the dentist, do they give money or not?
Yes, they give.
Yeah. When they go to a restaurant, do they give money?
They give.
No.
They pay to lawyers.
Yeah.
They pay to everywhere.
So if anybody, if they go to a psychologist, even a shrink, like they will give
But
money
when it comes
per hour. So the same thing. If astrology, if somebody's like gonna take somebody's time, they will have to pay for that time. To pay that time. That's all. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use someone's time
and energy.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. Logic applies. It's not different from astrology to any. I'm not saying like to anything. From repairing a fan to anything, the same rule applies.
Now, sir, from your 21 to 22 interviews, which are on YouTube, things have blasted a lot, and myths have been cleared, and lots of astrologers are they have ended completely. So, if someone listens to your talk, then his perspective automatically changes. But you have spoken very less about the tertiary level of knowledge, and I also don't want to take you there because I am also not on that level. But sir, I just want to ask you 3 to 4 very basic questions, which are very much manipulated and very much confused. So sir, the retrograde planet, direct planet, and the stationary planet, the planets are on their relative speeds. So some say that the retrograde planet is more tamasic and it will take you to a film industry, and direct planet is more The stationary planet is suppose certain is stationary, then it will lead you to multiple projects at the same time. So this is one question. And
okay, I told you. Now you are bringing my old point, which I already said before, back into that thing. Like you are having this confusion about retrograde planets or stationary planets and direct planets. You are having this particular thing. Now I said, if a being connects with nature and afterwards their discernment increases, okay, then they'll be able to see the reality and truth of this thing. Okay, look, like it's the same confusion which I was talking about. If you not reach that level yourself
of
discernment, then you are facing that problem. Yeah. Okay, now you can yourself reach that level of discernment, then you won't have to wait for me
to answer.
Even if I can solve this, I can tell you this something about this. Even if I give you some hint or tip about that, okay, that will not solve 1,000 more problems. 1,000 more will come up. Then what are you going to do after that for those 1,000? I mean, that's why I don't want. That's why I don't like to go into this thing, because another fact which I want to say is that all retrograde planets and all stationary planets don't work in the same way. Now, retrograde planet in one person chart, the same Jupiter retrograde in one person chart, will give a different result from a Jupiter retrograde in another person chart. Okay, depending on its placement and that thing. So I don't want to make a general statement on a retrograde planet. Okay, you understanding?
Yes, I'm getting it. 9 planets.
Like same like Jupiter is retrograde in this chart. Same Jupiter is retrograde in this chart, but it will be different. Give different results in this chart than it's going to give in that other chart, because that will be a lot of other factors which go into before you consider retrogression. It's just one of the factors. Okay, there's so many other factors which will change the result and give a totally different result. So all these people who are saying, okay, like if this is in this and this just is like that, that is the totally wrong kind of astrology, and that's the kind of astrology I want people to stay away from. Okay, this is the exact kind of astrology which I want people to
stay away from.
Where you give generalized results based on one characteristic of a planet, and which goes into people's heads, and then they apply the same thing everywhere without looking what are they dealing with, what kind of chart they're dealing with as a whole, you know. So,
but sir, some of the people are very depressed when they found deliberated planets in their horoscope, and you have told me that it depends. The number of exalted planets don't matter, and number of deliberated planets don't matter, because it forms a psychological impact.
I'll tell you the reality. Like a person can be running an exalted planet, okay, and be a beggar on the street.
A person running that,
like a planet Mahadasha of an exalted planet can be a beggar on a street. A person running a debilitated planet, Mahadasha, can be in very high positions of prosperity. Okay. So the planet is not decided by just debilitation or exaltation in Rashi.
And in Nomansha, Dashmansha, any of the vargas.
Oh yeah, it's not decided on the basis of that.
It's not
decided on the basis of that. Astrology is a technical. I keep on saying it's a very technical thing. It's a technical science. You know, like how you make up a instrument, or if you make up an amplifier, how you make up something. You know, you have circuits, you have capacitors, resistors. All capacitors have to be in the right place. They have to have the right, number. Like this is 220 microfarad, or is 100 microfarad, or is a 500 microfarad. You know, you have to have some things all in the right place for an amplifier to work. Before you give an input, and you'll get an output. Okay, so everything has to be in the right place. It's like a technical science like that. Okay, it's not this childish game which people have made out of it. It's a technical subject. Okay, and it has to be treated as such. And all these kind of things, like what will happen in that 100 microfarad space capacitor in that if I put it? It's not like that.
It's a broader.
It's a whole amplifier. Whole amplifier works as a whole. Either it will work or it will not work, right? An amplifier, if you don't know what you're doing, it will not work. You put an input in, you will not get any output. If you know what you're doing with the circuit and everything, and that, then only it will work. So either you know the whole thing, how to make the circuit, all that thing, or you don't. Okay. Otherwise, you'll always stay confused about all parts of it. It's a working machine, which tells about this time, because time is a very
complex
quantity. So it is telling the nature of time. So you know what kind of machine it has to be, or what kind of structure it has to be to tell that. Okay. So that's why like the kind of astrology people are practicing right now is kindergarten stuff. It's not real, but people have started that thing. For me, when they go into astrology, it's not even whether they're going into astrology which is important. It is how it changes them in other ways which is more important. When people get depressed, mostly when they get into astrology.
Yes.
Okay, move towards. It is actually just an opening towards the Vedic thing.